Hey everyone, today I'm going to share a little bit about who I am and how I got here. And hopefully you can relate to some of the struggles that I went through and see that there is light at the end of the tunnel for you as there was for me. And if you stick around all the way to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you how you can have similar or better results than I had in a much shorter time period. If you've never been here before, welcome. I'm Jody Haar, Leadership and Management Coach. This is Velocity Leadership. Hey, before we get started, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date on all of our latest content. I would hate for you to miss out on our next video. And if at any point you get value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It does help out the channel. So I've been posting on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all the social media sites for some time now. And many of you may be wondering, who is this guy and why would I even listen to anything he has to say? And that's a great question. And that's why I decided to put out this video today, to give you guys a little bit of background on who I am and how I got here. So I wasn't always somebody that, could jump on stage and talk to hundreds or thousands of people or set up in front of a camera and share my ideas with the world. I certainly didn't have the skill set to, build high-performing teams that were capable of achieving incredible results. I too, like most people, struggled just to figure out where I fit in, what my next step was, and what I was going to do. I had to find my own path. Let me share with you a quick story about a huge risk that I took that had me wondering if I was going to lose my job, what I was doing, and if I was going to end up having to run home with my tail between my legs as a failure. So I'm going to take you way back. This goes about 20 years ago, and I had just taken my first real leadership role as an operations manager for a large security company. I was going to be running a team of about 15 people or so. Now, accepting this position had a catch. It required me to leave everything that I knew in Michigan and move all the way out to Los Angeles. Now, this was a huge step for me, considering I had never really traveled or lived outside of the area that I grew up. So I was really nervous about taking this leap. So I'm going to fast forward a couple of months into my relocation. I had settled into my way overpriced apartment in Los Angeles, and I was probably 2 or 3 months into working in my new position. And I found that I was really struggling. I was working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. I was really starting to question all of my decisions, and I was wondering if I was even capable of doing the job that I had moved all the way out there to take. And around this point, I started to get physically ill from all of the stress that I was under and the feeling of complete overwhelm that I felt every single day. It was a really rough time in my career, probably the lowest time that I can point to if I look back over my 20 plus years in business. I felt like I had this weight on my shoulders that did nothing but get heavier every single day. And around this point is when the bottom just kind of fell out for me personally. I was getting nothing but customer complaints. My team was really struggling to deal with things in front of the customers. So I was having to make a lot of decisions for them that I really shouldn't have had to make. And they were really struggling to gel and come together. So what did I do? At this point, I just kept adding tasks to myself. I just kept taking on more and more. And I thought that at this point, the only way I'm going to get anything done is if I do it myself. Well, we all know that that's a terrible way to try to run your business, because you're never going to grow and you're never going to expand by doing everything yourself and trying to micromanage everything. But that's where I was, because that's all I knew. This was just a brutal time period. And this was just sucking the life out of me. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. And I knew I should have been spending time building and growing my team so that I didn't have to do everything. But I just couldn't find the time to do it. I didn't know what the next steps were in order to get to the point where I could do the things that I knew I needed to do to grow the team and build the team that I needed. All I was doing was drinking from a fire hose. I was constantly in firefighter mode, just reacting to everything that was coming at me, and I was never being able to be proactive about anything. As you can imagine, I was in pretty bad shape, and I was really getting desperate. But I wasn't quite ready to throw in the towel yet. I didn't move all the way out to LA to fail. I had never failed before. I wasn't going to fail now. I just needed to figure out what my next steps were in order to overcome all of the issues that I was running into. And that's when I began to discover the skills that really made the big difference for me personally in building and growing a really successful team. Now, keep in mind, this didn't happen overnight. It didn't even happen over a couple of months. It took probably 2 to 3 years for me to really master the skills that I needed. But as they started to come together, things got easier and easier. And it was as if, it's a dark day all the time, and then the clouds started to part, the sky became clear, the angels were singing behind me, and that's when things really started to move positively for me in my career. And that's when things really started to click and start to change for me. I finally was able to learn the skills to communicate well with my team, be far more efficient and effective with my time, provide the coaching and training to build the skills in my team that would help them grow my business and run things even if I wasn't there. Learning the importance and how to utilize and implement these particular sets of skills really made all the difference. I was finally able to work a normal work week. I wasn't stuck working 80 hours a week trying to get everything done. Heck, I was able to break away from the office and go play golf once in a while and not worry if things were going to get done because I knew my team was capable of doing everything that we had planned and dealing with the issues as they came up. I was able to enjoy my free time. After all, I'd moved all the way out to Hollywood and I had yet to really enjoy being there and seeing the sights and enjoying being in Southern California. And then I was also able to put my passion for coaching to work. I was able to help build the team and build their skills that were going to set me up so that I could really focus on growing the business, understanding that I had a team that was there to support me and capable of handling anything that came their way. And all of that, all the pain and the bumps and the bruises that I had to go through put me in a position where I no longer had to worry about my team's performance or if they were going to be able to handle things if I was gone. Because I had absolute confidence that they were going to execute based on what we had discussed and what we planned, because we had walked through it. We had communicated what needed to be done. They knew how to handle almost every situation. They could deal with things almost as well as I could, and I never even had to be there and I didn't have to get involved. It was really a life-altering situation where I built a team that was capable of running even when I wasn't there. And that's why I am so passionate about my 90-Day Leaders program. I want to share with you the same experience that I've had without having to go through all the bumps and bruises and the really long learning curve. You don't have to go through everything that I went through to build a high-performing team that's going to help grow your business. You can do this in a much shorter period of time if you have the right set of skills and the right guidance on how to use them. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can win back your freedom and gain back your time like I did, head over to 90dayleaders.com. The description below will have the link, so you can go ahead and click on it and find out more. It's great for anybody that is looking to build a successful team and grow their business. And then comment below. I'm interested. What would you do if you had more time and more freedom to grow your business? Would you, go on vacation, take some time with friends and family, or would you reinvest that time growing the business that you really want to have so you have freedom 10, 20 years from now? I'm interested to hear what you have to say. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.